When you are going for a page block section, how they will be displayed on the page. Page block section. In the last class, we have seen about page block buttons. Now let us understand page block section. We have a page block. We had a header, customer, we have created this. Now we are going for creating a page block section. We are going for a page block section. We are creating a section here. Now it is dividing row into number of columns. Dividing the row into number of columns. It will divide the row into number of columns. Page block section. It will divide the row into number of columns. Page block section, it is dividing the row into number of columns. In each column, one component will be printed. It is a page block section. I can create multiple sections here. Now, section 1, section 2. In the section, row is divided into number of columns. In each column, one component will be printed. In each column, one component will be printed. In each column, one component is printed. Row is divided into number of columns. We can divide the page block into number of sections. We can divide the page block into number of sections. In each section, row is divided into number of columns. One column will have one component. In each column, what will happen? One component will be printed. One column will have one component. One column will have one component. One column will have one component. When I say one component, what does it mean? Once I open, till I close, it is called one component. Now, in the body, if you want to write anything, I will open, body, close. If I don't have any body, what I will do? I will close. Boss, generally how you define a component? Apex, page block. Open the page block, close the page block. Open the page block, close the page block. Open the page block, close the page block. Now, I want to write something in the body. Page block. If I don't want to write any body, I will just give open and close. Now, if you have something to print in the body, I will give open, body, close. If you don't have anything, in the same. Now, when you say component, what does it mean? Once I open, till I close, it is called one component. Whatever you write in a body, it is a part of the component only. Once I open, till I close, it is called one component. Once I open, till I close, it is called one component. Once I open, till I close, it is called one component. I hope you are good. Once I open, till you close, it is called one component. Okay. Now let us see this. In each column, what will happen? One component is printed. I give apex. One component. In this, I am giving It is one component. Once I open till I close, it's called one component. Are you getting? In each column, one component is printed. If you don't mention how many columns, by default it will take 2 columns. If you don't mention how many columns, by default it will take 2 columns. If you want to increase, you can increase. If you want to decrease, you can decrease. By default, number of columns are 2. If you want to increase or decrease, you can do it by mentioning the attribute value. I hope you are good. So page block, we have child component called page block section, which will divide row into number of columns. In each column, one component printed. When I say one component, once I open till you close, it is called one component. I hope you are good. So let me give an example here. Page block section. We have apex, page block section, page block section. Now they are giving example. Have a preview. We had a page block, we had a page block section. Now look at this. This is called collapsible. This is called collapsible. Whatever the title I give, it is displayed here. Next I am taking section 2. Collapsible equal to false. Section 1, section 2. Section 1, section 2. Section 1, section 2. Now, what is the difference you are finding? Collapsible, I don't have the collapsible bar. Collapsible, I don't have the collapsible bar. So, page block section, it will create a section in the page block. Title, collapsible. The next one I give number of columns. If you don't mention number of columns, by default it will take page block, block 2. Then I gave preview. What happened here? Page block, column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4. In each column, one element is printed. In each column, one. I opened a page block, I closed it. It's one component. In each column, one element is printed. Are you getting my point here? Page block section. Column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4. Now, if I can give number of columns. Now, block 1, block 2, block 3, block 4. Per row, how many columns? One column. So, it will specify how many columns you want. Are you clear about this? Right. I hope you are good with this. Right, boss? So, what was this page block section? It is a child component of page block. It will divide number of columns. By default, it will divide two columns. In each column, one component will be printed. Attributes. Right. It is a string value. This will be displayed on the header. Then next we had second attribute, collapsible. It is a Boolean value. When set as true, collapsible section. Then we have columns. It is integer value. This will specify I hope you are good with this. Page block with a page block section. Page block with a page block section. I hope you are good. Page block section. Within the section, you define whatever you want to write. Now, we are trying to understand the next one, which is referring to the object and creating the fields. I want to refer to the object and refer to the fields in the object in the VF page. How do you refer to the data in the object? Listen carefully, Amma. Listen carefully, everyone. If you want to refer to any one of the objects, whatever the objects we created in the administration, they are called as S objects in the development. In the administration, you are calling them as objects, right? Account object, contact object, opportunity object, customer, load, payment, whatever the object is created in the database in the administration, those objects we are referring in the program as S object, Salesforce object. It doesn't mean it is a standard object. S object means it is an object in database. It can be a standard or it can be a custom. It can be a standard object or it can be a custom object. S object means S object. It can be a standard or it can be a custom. Are you getting my point? Okay. Now look at this. S object, Salesforce object. It can be standard object or objects created in the database of the Salesforce are referred as S objects in programming. Example: account, contact, loan. Again, I am mentioning S object doesn't mean it's a standard. S object means Salesforce object. It can be a standard or custom. While doing an example, most of the times I refer to the standard object because on your arcs you have same object. Okay. Then we have standard controller. What is the standard controller? If you want to refer to any of the S object in the VF page, then we define that S object as standard controller. If you want to refer to properties of, if you want to refer to properties of any of the S object, if you want to refer to the properties of the S object, in the VF page, then we define that S object as standard controller. Then we define that S object as standard controller. This is how we create standard controller, right, boss? I hope you are good. Now look at this. How do you refer to the fields of an object? How to refer to the fields of the S object? It is going to be object name dot field name. Object name dot field name. Now object name dot field name, example, account dot name. I'll give it. Object is standard object, field is also standard object, standard field. Then how you refer? If it is a object is a standard object, field is a custom field, object name dot field name underscore C. If object is a custom object, field is a standard field, object name underscore C dot. If object is a custom, field is also a custom, this is how we got it. Now if it is a standard object, object name, custom object, object name underscore C, standard field, field name, custom field, field name underscore C. Depends upon which object, which field, expression will be there. Depends upon which object, which field, we will have expression. I hope you are good with this. Clear, ma? Now look at this. I am referring to account object, standard account, standard controller account. I have taken for apex page block title. Now I am giving apex page block section, input field value equal to account dot name, account dot name. account dot name, account dot phone, apex input field value equal to account dot industry, apex input field account dot rate. Now what I was giving it, object name dot field name, object name dot field name. So we are giving object name dot field name. So what was that? Page block section. Within that I am giving input field. Why I am giving? If you want to refer to the properties of account, we have to define account as standard controller. How many objects we can define as a standard controller? We can define only one S object as. How many objects we can define as a standard controller? Only one S object. So whichever the object properties you want to refer, that object should be defined as standard controller. Whichever the object properties you want to refer, that object properties you want to refer, that object is defined as standard controller. Now how are you referring to the field? Object name dot field name. Object name dot field name. So let us see this. We are referring to account, so account dot name, account dot phone. Now listen to the structure. Look at this. If you go to account, account name, required field. Look at this. Account name, required field. Industry, input field means what? If it is a pick list, we get a pick list. Okay, if it is a currency, we get a currency. Required, we are going to get a required. We are referring to exact properties of a field in the VF page. In the object, whatever the fields are there, we are referring to the exact properties of the field and using in the VF page. I hope you are good with this. If you want to refer to the properties of an object, that object should be defined as a standard controller. If I want to refer to the properties of an object, that object should be defined as standard controller. And if you want to refer to a field, object name dot field name. Object name dot field name. I hope you are good with this. Everyone has followed? So look at the structure. Within the page block section, this is one component, right? Open, close. One component, one column. That is how we got one component, one column. One component, one column. I hope you are good with this. Clear? People have followed this? Clear, boss? Okay. Make an attempt of writing this program now. Make an attempt of writing this program. First, everyone has to start with what? Apex page. Now, everybody start with Apex page. Apex page. If you are referring to the properties of an account, what should I do? Apex page standard controller equal to account. Then what we are supposed to do? Because we are taking an input component, I was supposed to go with the Apex form. Now go ahead, start creating Apex page standard control equal to Apex page standard control equal to account. Then what is the second line? apex page standard controller equal to account. Then, because we are taking input components, apex, then create a page block with the title, create a page block with the title, create a page block with the title, create a page block with the title account, create a page block with the title account, create a page block with the title account, create a page block with the title. Now, within the page block, what you are supposed to create? Page block section. Create page block section. We had apex page. Standard controller account form page block. Then create apex page block. Right. Then create input field. Then create input field. What are the fields we have in account? Name, phone, industry. Input field. Write the code. Box program right. Input field, value, then complete the remaining. Apex, input field, value, whatever the fields you want to take. Then you are supposed to go with the close page block section. Close page block. Close form. Everyone is comfortable with this? Page form. Why did you take a form? Because we created an input field, input components, anything that require user interaction. Who need to enter the value in the input text? User. That is why I have taken a form. Page block section. Why did you take a page block section? I want the block to be divided into multiple sections. Right. Now, what is the format? Object name dot field name. What is the name of the object? Account. If I want to refer to the data from contact, how will you refer? Standard control equal to contact dot field name. I hope you are good. Everyone has got this concept. Clear? Now, let us take the next example. Everyone has followed, Amma? Clear? Clear for everyone? Let us take the next example. I want the page to be in this format. Listen carefully. This is the page I want. I want you to create the output in this format. I want you to create output in this format. Now the above one is what? Section header. In the page block, title is contact. We have page block buttons. Command button save, command button cancel. Page block section, basic info. Then input field, last name, first name, phone, other phone, email, mobile phone. Now can you design this example now? Right. Start building this example, everyone. Everyone start building this example. Meanwhile, if you let me know, I can come and help you. Anybody finding difficult in writing the program, let me know. I can come to you and help you. Rest of the people start writing the code. So how did you create now? First, let us start with the which object is that? Standard control equal to contact. I was supposed to give section header title equal to contact, subtitle then we have apex form. What we have done is section header, title, subtitle, help. So we have title, subtitle, help. Then what is the next step? What we need to do? Create a page block. Page block. Then I want to create page block buttons. Location equal to page block buttons. Location equal to top. There are two buttons. Apex command button. Value equal to save. So we have created command button value equal to save, command button value equal to cancel. Page block, we have a save and we have a cancel. Page block, save and cancel. Right. So we have created a page block with the page block buttons. Everyone is good with this? The next we have page block section. Title equal to basic info. Collapsible false. Within the page block section, I am giving apex input field value equal to, how do you refer to contact? Contact dot. Then after the contact, what should be printed on the right hand side? Other phone. It is left to right. Value equal to then I have first name input field value equal to input field value equal to email. Per row, 2 columns, left, right. Input field value equal to contact dot value equal to mobile phone. This is how we have given. Right, boss? I hope you are good with this. Clear for everyone? So you got a header page block with the corresponding fields. Any query from your end? Clear? Let us try with one custom object also. You're taking a standard object. Let us try one example with a custom object. Now, do you have any custom objects? Before I go to the next one, everyone is good with this code? Anyone is finding difficult in writing this? Clear for everyone? Right. Let us go to the next setup. I guess already have an object here, customer, phone. I will take some quick list here. Now I have a customer object with some of the fields. I want to create this example. Chitra, mute your mic. Mute your mic, Chitra. Now, what is the object you are trying to refer now? Customer object. Standard control equal to customer. Section header, title, subtitle. Page block. Page block section. Input field. Value equal to customer underscore name. Name is a standard field defined by Salesforce. Then we had input field. Value equal to customer. Phone is a custom field. Apex input field. Value equal to this is how we have done. This is how we are referring to customer object. The custom object which I am referring. So standard controller doesn't mean it is a standard object. Standard controller means it is S object. It can be a standard object or it can be a custom object. I hope you are good with this. Clear for everyone? Standard controller doesn't mean it is a standard object. It means it is a S object. We can refer to standard object or custom object. I hope you are good. So let us do one example on this. Now let us assume we have a custom object like product. Now per row how many columns we are taking? Number of columns equal to 1. Now are you taking any title for the section? In this case, are you taking any title for the section? Page block section, no title. If we give any title, we get a block. I am not taking any title. We are taking a page block section, but no title. What I meant to say, I was only taking page block section, columns equal to, how many columns I am taking per row? Per row only 1. Right. Start creating this. Object name is product. It is a custom object. Name is a standard field. Price is a custom field. Quantity is a custom field. How you define? Same step. First, apex page standard controller. Apex section header title equal to section header title subtitle. Now we are supposed to go with a form. In the form we have apex product info. In the page block what we have? Apex page block section columns equal to 1. Because I didn't give any title, it will not be displayed on the header. Now will you refer to this? Input field. Now programmatically if you want to refer to a field, we go with the field name. When I say field name, label of this field can be anything which is given at the time of creating a field. At the time of creating a field, you might have given XYZ label. Name is the name of the field. I am referring to the field using a name that will get you the label which is associated with the field. Label followed by box. Both we are going to get together. Whenever we are referring to field of an object, we are also going to get a label along with it. Right. We can create the button boss, no issue. Right. Then I'm going apex page block. Then I'm giving apex within the page block button. Within the page block, I can write the page block buttons anywhere. Then I have command button value equal to right? This is one element. I can write anywhere within the page block. Apex, page block, apex, form, apex page. I hope you are good with this example. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sir, I have one doubt, sir.
Yes.
Sir, it's regarding title for the page block, product info.
Mm-hmm.
So you said like you didn't uh, mention the
For the page
level.
block section, I have not mentioned it. Not for the page.
Okay, sir.
Now, if you look at
Sir.
this, I have a title
Mhm.
for the page block, not for the section. If I don't mention any title here for the page block section I have taken, no title is taken. Preview. What we are getting here? Section was there, but you are not getting the block on the top. That's what I created.
Okay.
Right, Amma?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Right. Let us go to the next. Now we are creating this. I want to save this data to database. For every S object, Salesforce has given some standard actions. On every S object, Salesforce has given some standard actions. What are they? Save, cancel, edit, quick create, view, list. Like this, some standard global actions are defined for every S object. For every S object, Salesforce has defined some standard actions. Let me give you this. I'm giving Apex page block buttons. Command button, value equal to. Now, Salesforce has defined standard action. When these standard actions will run, this standard action called save will run if you are referring to a S object as a standard controller. In the VF page, if you define any object as S object, any S object as standard controller, in the VF page, if you define any object as a standard controller, then we can apply those standard actions. Save means save this data to the customer object. Next we have some of the actions I have given. Save, cancel, list. When that save will come, the save will come only if you are using S object as a standard controller. Click on save. Record is saved to database. Now I have cancel. It is going to home page. Cancel, going to home page. List, it is going to list of. Are you getting my point here? So what was this? These are the standard actions which are defined by the Salesforce. These standard actions are going to work if you are using any S object as a standard controller. Now what are the standard actions we have? As defined some global actions. What are they? Save. View means take you to detail page. List of records. So these are the standard actions defined. Save. Fix save means what? Save the record, come back to the same page. Save means save the record, go to that record. Save and new means save the record, come back to the same page. Save, fix save, edit, delete, view, list, cancel. This will be uploaded. When can you use this? When you are using standard controller in the VF page. Now, if you want to perform edit or delete, I should have the data. When you are referring to any one of the record, then only I can edit. Then only I can delete. I can perform an operation of edit or delete only when you are referring to a particular record. But in this case, you are not referring to any particular record. It is only edit page. We are only going with edit page. Right, boss? Now come back to the point. Now I want to refer to the data. Somebody has from online asked the question referring to the data. Now when I said standard control equal to customer, there are 1 lakh records in the customer. When I say customer name, which name are you referring? There are 1 lakh records. Out of that 1 lakh record, which record name you are referring? You are referring to an object, not to a record. You are referring to an object, not to a record. When you are referring to an object, in the object we have a group of records. In that records, which record are you referring to? Which record are you referring to? That particular record, ID we have to follow. Look at this. Harikiran, what it has? Take the ID of the record. Take the ID of the record. Pass the ID in the page. I gave yesterday how to pass the parameters in the URL. Page name, question mark, ID equal to ID of the record. If I give ID of the record, boss, refer to that record and get the data and display. If you want to refer to a particular record data, I cannot say refer to table data. In the table, there are a lot of records. When you want to refer to a particular record, whichever the record you want to refer, that record ID we have to pass in the URL. Right now, I physically, manually given the value. When you go further, programmatically we will pass it. Because we are at the beginning of the program, I am giving the ID manually on the URL. Down the line, I will be passing the ID programmatically. I hope you got my point. When you are referring to the standard controller, it is referring to the object, not to a particular record. When you want to refer to a particular record, then I was supposed to pass ID of that record in the URL. Right? So how do you pass it now? Look at the format. Page name, question mark, ID equal to record. So it will refer, right? It will refer to the data from that particular record and display. I hope you are good with this. Clear for everyone? Any queries? Any queries, boss? I hope everyone has followed this. Come again? First question is wrong. You will not pass custom field. You will refer to, this is a record. You are referring to record. What you want to pass? ID will be there for every field. ID will be there for a record or a field. Record. In the record, what can be there? What fields will be there? Right. Now, what is your answer for a question? Right. When you say record, table will be there. A table will have a fields. Fields can be a standard or a custom. Now, one row is called one record. Row will have ID, not a field. So, in the row, there will be multiple fields. That is a combination of standard and custom. Right. Fine, boss. Any other queries from your end? Basic idea process. Table, column, row. Table, column, row. Table will have columns. What if you want to refer to a data, you are refer to record. You are supposed to refer to a record, not to a field. In the record, fields will be there. I hope you are good. Any other queries from your end? Chalo, that's all from my end. See you all in the next session.